Hey y'all, welcome back. Figured I'd do another quick tech key opening because I have lots of them and I combined them just a bit ago and wanted to get them opened up. So I've got about 400 keys, about 30 mil worth, and as you may see, I've upgraded. I kept talking all the time about how my charms were nothing to be, nothing to write home about really. So I went ahead and popped out every single one of my charms that had anything to do with like strength, critical, most of the TNTs and lightnings, and replaced them all with glittering. So as you can kind of see now, glittering, 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 glittering. I did find out I was incorrect on one of my Reddit threads where I said something about glittering being two of them not working. They do. It's just the third one reduces it again, like every other thing, like enchants and everything else, by at least 50%. So instead of 50 gems, I think every 30 seconds, it gives you something like um, 25, or like in the next one down even gives you like 10 or something. So got a new bee. I'm going to start working on getting my team bees since I'm BeeBrained. And that's enough of all fun. I'm going to get to opening, probably take off my face cam, and hopefully I got the audio fixed here, got it to my correct mic, so I sound a little better. But I'm going to go ahead and mute up and take away the face cam and get to opening these keys. It'll be pretty boring from there, so I'll probably throw in some music or something, and we'll see what we get. So hopefully, once again, I'm aiming for either a huge, which would be great, but maybe a 50% chance, although I've opened tons of keys. You need about 1,000 of them to get that, or this here, the chest spell, 262 mil. So if I ever get that at some point, that'd be fantastic. Really looking for that one. So let's see what happens. Take care, everyone. I'll see you at the end of this, and maybe we'll talk a bit more. Maybe we won't. We'll see how I feel. Thanks. Face cam, face cam. There it is. Bye bye.
The National Football League welcomes you to the...
Sorry if you heard that. Thought I might play some music, but then I thought it might not be a good idea. Don't want my headset shutting off though, so I might have to throw something on here in a second. So if you do happen to hear my computer audio, I'm on a site called mynoise.net. I'm hearing challenged, if you will. I had some tumors when I was young in my right ear, so I've lost a lot of the hearing in my right ear. So if I can't play music, I'll put on some kind of background noise. And to do that, like, totally not sponsored, obviously, or anything by anyone. But I enjoy mynoise.net. It seems to be it's very free, and it allows me to like tailor the sounds to where I can hear better for one ear than the other, and things like that. Like it tunes it to the frequencies as well that my not completely deaf ear can hear better. And it allows me to play like white noise, black noise. I actually like one that's called Gregorian chants. I might try to find that here while I'm opening keys. None of that has anything to do with PetSim, but it'll at least explain what you might be hearing, which at the moment is Irish Coast, and might change here in a few minutes to Gregorian chants, which keeps my headset on and keeps me calm throughout the day. And at least it's better than white noise. And maybe even that terrible YouTube music that I don't always throw in because I'm lazy. I still have probably 250 keys or so to go. Pardon me while I tune it the way I like it here. I've got the hum and the church bell and all the different singing that I can actually adjust the different levels of. So, like turning down the church bell a little bit. I like hearing it, but I don't like hearing it like incredibly loud like it was, and I really like the hum. So, right there, I like turning, if you can hear that. I hope you can, because it would be weird if I'm sitting here talking about all this and you can't even hear it. Check my keys. At 269. About 800, 900 items. Haven't seen a huge drop. Haven't seen an alt drop. I am going to go ahead and double up all of my charms to where they're all glittering too, except for maybe my Titanic and maybe some of the rainbows and shinies, golds, because they have like overload and royalty. But every other one of them, I'm gonna go ahead and get 2 of the glitterings. I won't put a third on there. If I do get a third when they level up, I think I'll probably stick a diamonds on there, which I know may be controversial, but I'll leave some of them TNT, very specifically because I like them better than strength. When I'm farming overnight, I have an open script going on that just hits F and then clicks over and over again, and the F key opens your inventory if you didn't know. So that opens up my inventory and then clicks over and over, so I just hover over a lucky block usually. And because of the lucky blocks, I have to be in a server by myself, first of all, which A, stops anyone else from taking the farm, so I can put down all the sprinklers and all the right flags that I want and sit there and farm all night and get every one of the drops and not get any of those taken. And then the other thing that does is when the lucky blocks spawn, if someone else is in the instance with you, there can be an issue when it breaks down to the tiny ones, where those blocks get placed on the edge of the map where your auto farm won't get them. And then it can also place them, it separates them out between you and the other players in the map, in a thing we call instancing when we're doing development. So those lucky blocks have a problem right now with the instancing. So if there's more than one person in a server and you break it down to the smallest level of lucky block, there's a chance that the smallest level will instance on someone else's side and they're AFK and auto farming and they can't click it and because they're not paying attention, and their pets won't hit it, but you can't see it because it's in their instance and not yours. And so it makes it to where you basically have to wait. It'll say there's already something in the area, but you can't spawn another lucky block, but you can't see it either. It's not there, and that's because it's on someone else's screen and they're not paying attention and their pets aren't killing it. So if you go to a server entirely on your own, and a way to do that is you join World 1, then you pull open join friends, and then you go to any of your friends' private servers, and from World 1, then you take the rocket to World 2, and you'll end up in a private server by yourself that no one can join you in, which is interesting. Usually that's because they haven't configured the server to Tech World. No one knows how to do that yet. There's a link in my Reddit thread if you guys want to see that. So it'll tell you how to reconfigure your server properly so you can actually join with your friends, but it's actually nice when they don't, because I've got a bunch of servers in my friends list that I can just join and be in my own private instance, and I can farm lucky blocks all night long without an issue. And then I can also get every one of the drops. I find that my diamond and item drop rate goes way up. My mastery is all level. It's just way better, unfortunately, to be by myself all night. So then I come back in the day and I play all day. That's kind of what I've been doing. And then the glittering, as you can see, is gaining me a ridiculous amount of gems. So I'm going to go ahead and double up all of that on top of the already, I was getting 72 mil a day pure gems, and then another 50 or 60, 70 mil on items, depending on how good they drop. Now I think I'm probably at 100 mil a day pure gems, and then we'll get another, 50 to 100 mil in items, depending on how that works out. So right now I'm spending them all on Piñatas. As I said in my last video, tonight I'm going to be dropping about 100 mil worth of Piñatas. Around 2,000 of them I'll be dropping for anyone that happens to join me in a public server. So I am BeeBrained both in the ad and the username, so it's not hard to find. If you want to join me in a public server tonight, I will be dropping 2,000 Piñatas, about 100 mil worth, and whoever gets lucky enough to be there with me will get all kinds of these enchants and potions, and hopefully you'll be able to you'll get a ton of gift bags. And these gift bags, again, if you don't know, I've got my auto clicker on, so that just spam open them, which is fine. But if you don't know, just gave me some diamonds, even from the small ones. So you get a bunch of diamonds, but then you also get all these pots and enchants. So you can level with the diamonds, pots, and enchants. You can level those up pretty quickly to 99, as you might see. That's how I've been getting these up so quickly, and mine are both maxed now. That's because I farm a lot of Piñatas, and it doesn't really. I used to buy them for like 110k each, and then they dropped to 30k or so recently. Now I think they're maybe 80k, 50k on the wrap. But people are selling them for like 75k, and I don't mind buying them, honestly, because they're worth it. You get so many gifts out of it, especially if you're alone. I'll be sharing all these, so it's fine. But I will still end up with probably 40 or 50 mil gems at the end of it, and then enough items to make back the money that I actually spent on the pinatas plus some. So it just takes some time to combine all the things and then actually use them all. And a lot of people aren't willing to put in the time to do all of the different things, but I'm crazy. So from combining keys to opening all of these, 214 left, hoping for a huge or an ultimate. Looks like some of my fruits have run out. Not that it matters a whole lot. I might put those back on. Don't need banana, that's coins. I wonder if it's better to have them here where it's hitting the ledge or against the wall. They probably despawn on the wall. Come on, sweet chest spell. I'm gonna keep doing this, by the way, until I get a huge or a chest spell, or maybe both. I'm not certain yet. Doesn't matter if it takes me 5, 6, 7, 8K keys, even though it should only take about 1K. I'm almost at 1K, I think, now. Not in this run, obviously. We just had 300 or 400, but I have done this a few times. I've got a video before, and I did it many times off camera, so not that the chances stack or anything, but I have almost spent on 1K keys, so here sooner enough I should hopefully get a huge out of this. And if I don't, I'm still going to spend 5 or 6K keys, so we'll see what happens. Unless I get both. If I do get both the huge and the ult within, a couple K keys, I think I will just count my blessings and stop buying keys and using keys. Because at that point, I think I'll look for a second chest mimic, mini chest mimic, because the breakables, I've talked about this many times in my other videos, but it's the most valuable thing in the game right now because the breakables mastery really, really buffs that mini chest enchant. The level 99 gives you like 5 times the loot in mini chest enchant, and also spawns it incredibly fast. So that plus the enchant just makes it really broken. Which I'm not at yet, the mastery for breakables. There is a way to farm that. You can set your pets to basically speed and then find a very small map, one of the very small squares, and set yourself right in the center so that they clear it. And what you'll want to see is your pets doing what mine are doing right now, just kind of sitting still on very, very rare occasions. So you'll want to see them clear the full map with sprinklers and hasty flags. And maybe half your loadout speed and the other half like power of some sort, crits, lightning, something like that. But you'll let your pets just clear breakables as fast as they possibly can. Maybe some lightning, some tap, and some. And when I say lightning, I always mean the super lightning enchant, which is super good as long as you have a tap enchant as well. And crit would also be recommended in that build. Don't really need strong pets anymore. My pets are so strong that it really doesn't do a lot. I might throw an exotic pets in there on occasion, but only really for like the chest raid. I've got chest breaker, at least one of them, but I'd like to get a second one as well someday. So get a second chest breaker, a second mini chest enchant, and my enchant loadout will be complete. Do that, restock it every one of these huges to double glittering, and get that ultimate there that I want to get so bad, which I can farm out in a couple of days now since I'm making 100 mil a day. And I want that huge though. I could buy it very easily with all of the items and things that I have, the money that I make every night. I'd just much prefer to see it drop one of these days and actually get lucky from these chests. $163, halfway through. Still nothing good. One of these days. And since I'm doing it anyway, I might as well record it, I feel like. Though I won't be, like I said, doing flashy intros, outros, and music, and all the thumbnails and all that fun. I will be recording anything I think significant that I do in the game like this, because there's just no reason not to. So I can go back and look when I'm not paying attention at the drops that I get here and see what I got. Oh, there it is. So there we are at 1:20 p.m. I finally got my huge. So now we're just looking for the ultimate. So glad I finally got that and I got it on cam. Go ahead and turn my face cam back on for just a few minutes because I'm super happy. That's awesome. I knew I was right there. Everyone was saying it's about 1 in 1,000, and that's, go ahead and equip it. That's what it didn't come locked, which is interesting to me. I've never seen one of these drop from the machine, so. See if any of these, yep, that one doesn't have a glittering. This one does. Anything else not have a glittering? That one. And we'll socket this guy, because I love him. What's he look like? There he is over there on the right. Pretty cool. Alright, let's get back to finishing up these keys. Hope really good for for that ultimate for 262 mil. That would be fantastic. Kind of doubt that would happen in this video, but I do plan on still continuing, maybe grabbing another 4,000 keys, and then by that point I'll probably quit. Well, I'm glad I was paying attention. I had a friend last night that got her first Titanic in the game too, and it's just made me so happy. She got one of the Kawaii dragons, and those it was incredibly detailed. I'd never seen one that was like, most of the Titanics are just big squares with different, like mine for instance is super bright. It actually blinds me when I ride this thing. It's weird. But I like it. It's attractive because it is so bright, and I think maybe during like Christmas time, I may trade it off if somebody really wants it for a good price. I'll probably look for a different Titanic, maybe one of the dragons, but that Kawaii dragon is so cool. It just so much detail. $40 mil drop. I think I will keep him though. If I happen to get a second one, I'll end up selling it for sure. I'm going to eventually fill up my inventory with huge bees for fun. I had almost no gems when I started, so I don't know how long this silly video is going to be, but I'm at 250k just sitting here opening keys, getting glittering. Yeah, there comes another K. Got the huge. Good times. I've opened so many of those smaller keys and so many of the tickets. I've never gotten the Westie yet, so I could go back and do that, but now that World 2's out, it just feels... And every time I say that, I end up doing it, so I guess stay tuned for a Wizard Westie key opening at some point, and I'll record that for sure too, and finally get it to where I can hatch that guy. This does help the index, if nothing else. I guess I probably should have... I'll switch to my Super Shiny Hunter enchant just in case that helps in the least. Pretty sure none of the enchants help with this chest. It's just 1 in 1,000-ish for the huge. I have no clue what it is for the ult. I would guess it's probably closer to 1 in 10,000 or something, maybe even higher since it's so expensive. If we take just the value and assume that the value is tied to the value of the ult, so like about 50 mil for the huge, and about 250 mil, so 5 times that. So maybe 1 in, instead of 1 in 1,000, it's 1 in 25,000 or so to get that ult. Just guessing. No idea. Maybe closer to 50 or 100,000. But the keys aren't that bad. They're less than 100k each. So 1,000 keys, might cost you, what is that, 100 mil technically? But over time, it's not as much because you farm so many keys. You just have to take the time and combine them. They're worth more combined than they are uncombined, so if you really do want to buy them, you can buy the teeth and the loops separately and spend some time combining them, or maybe write a quick Python script or something and combine them. And then they're worth more if you want to just sell them at that point, or you can use them and try your luck for a huge or an ultimate. It's the second bit of luck I've ever had. I had a really good pull at one point. I've got the Wisp, this shiny Wisp, which is my other really good pet that I was pretty happy to get. I got left here. Got my auto clicker on still. Down to 112 keys. Still might take another 10 minutes or so, so I think I'll take off the face cam, kind of AFK it a bit, and won't be paying attention, so if I come back and I have an ult, great. But I'll be back here in a few minutes. Appreciate you guys watching that with me. It was awesome. I lied. Went upstairs and my wife's on the phone, so I figured I would just go ahead and come back. 2/3 of the way. We'll make it. And a tornado. We'll take that. 20 mil. And I think I don't have it, so I'll probably end up keeping that. Yep, just to level it up. Wow. Good opening. That was totally unintended. Didn't really care if I got that one or not. I've had it once before, and I didn't use it at all because I love my black hole so much. But the intention is to go ahead and basically max out the account and have one of everything at some point, so I think that 20 mil will just go ahead and stay on the account, my account, and we'll go ahead and have a tornado. I'll start leveling that up, get it to 99, see what it looks like. One of these days we'll have a tornado video as well. Oh no, look at that. Number 2. Guys, we're killing it. I don't know what to say. 100 mil? That's 100 mil. Oh. Wow. 300 keys, 100 mil. These keys cost 80k a piece or something. Yeah, 74k a piece. Incredible. Well, I'm really glad I started just recording all this silly stuff so I could see that. And hopefully somebody cares out there too and gets to see it. If not, that's alright. I don't mind. I'm not doing this for popularity, just trying to get data mostly. I can go back and see what data I have and how much I actually got for huges. And note that one's not a shiny or a gold or anything. Not that I'm upset about that in the least. 50 mil. But I did have my shiny hunter, super shiny hunter, huge hunters on. So interestingly, no effect at least in that one particular roll. I don't suspect that it affects it anyway, but there is, like somebody asked the other day in Reddit whether or not you should, have on those things for things like this, and I was like, man, absolutely. Like, why not? Why wouldn't you? And women, sorry, it's International Women's Day today, so any women happen to be watching, appreciate you so much. But yeah, um, it doesn't matter whether it affects it or not, because to me, like, if I'm sitting there doing nothing and I could be farming, like if I'm in the trade plaza, for instance, I'm going to have my diamond set up on and I'm going to have my pets in the diamond area. And the reason for that is I don't know that it affects or increases the diamond gain there. And if I'm the same thing with the packages. So if I'm opening gifts from the pinatas, the big gifts or the small gifts, I'm gonna switch to treasure hunter and diamonds. Why? I don't think it affects the outcome. I really don't think it increases the amount that you get out of the packages. But what if it did? What if tomorrow Preston decided he was going to make that change? And how many times does that happen? He makes hot fixes, or somebody in the dev side makes a hot fix or a change. You've seen the presence lately have been disabled and re-enabled a whole bunch because of some of the instancing things I was talking about earlier. So it really is interesting to me that, like, I just wouldn't chance it not potentially affect, like, you. Why would you have strength in there if you're sitting here opening presents, right? Like, why not have treasure hunter and gem increasing in case that actually affects you someday, or it happens to be affecting it and we all just don't know? And I don't think it is. Again, I really firmly believe that it's not helping. At the same time, I will not ever not have those equipped because they could help. It could change at any moment, or maybe it is and I don't know. So it's better to take the chance and have them equipped in case it does do anything whatsoever than it is to just not have anything there or have something that couldn't possibly help you. So I always try to change up those enchants. I always try to make sure all my potions are running. Now that I got 99 potion mastery, it's easier because everything I take, as you can see, I've got 130 days of speed 3, and everything that I've got's got queued up, everything behind it too, because that's, you drink a lot of potions when you're trying to level stuff up. Yeah, 2 huges and a tornado. One opening. Just never had luck. But I've made my own luck, Like, I'm a firm believer in that. If you want to get into crazy philosophy, I'm a firm believer that, luck is a thing for sure, but it's not the thing. It's hard work, it takes time. So everybody's like, how do you make that many gems? Man, I've worked so hard every day since I started this game to make sure that my account's perfect. Everything that I can, I level up. When there's a new release, I know everything there is to know about it as soon as I can. And then I go and I farm that. So like when Piñatas came out for the very first time, there was a thing where you could open up a Piñata and it would give you, as it does today, large gifts and small gifts. But if you spam open the small gifts, there was a small chance you'd get a Piñata. So interestingly, you could farm, say, 100 Piñatas and then open all the gifts you get from that, which would be like, I don't know, 400 or 500 small gifts, and you would end up with about 100 Piñatas. So I did that, and for 3 or 4 hours, I think, I farmed Piñatas. That's one of the ways I made a whole bunch of the gems in the beginning. until literally the second they patched it. We all got kicked from the server and then rejoined, and suddenly I wasn't sure what they had done, but I kept trying to do the method and then realized that the small gifts weren't dropping pinatas anymore, so that took care of that. Um, and people from that moment on kind of quit doing the pin method, but I think that's silly as well. You could load up a server with all of your alts and spawn a pin, and I mean, even if you're paying 100k each for these, when you get it, you get like 10 to 15 small gifts, and then 2 to 3 up to like 7 big gifts if you're super lucky. So those gifts all give you diamonds and they give you items, and I'm gonna get items all night anyway, especially with Super Treasure Hunter, this Game Pass Super Drops, which is really, really good. Um, that pass basically makes everything farming overnight worth it when it comes to items, so that plus some Treasure Hunter enchants, plus either opening lucky blocks, or I open the party boxes, or I open pinatas, and by the time I'm done in the morning, it's insane. Like the items that you have, you're gonna have so many enchants, so many pots. Luckily I can upgrade all those at once with the new 99 buffs, so it doesn't take me much time, and I usually just do potions because they're cheaper. I don't do the enchants, and it looks like we've run out of keys, finally. So super long, massive video, but I've got an overload charm out of that. I don't know if it came out of the drops. I'll go back and look here in a bit. It might have come when I spam opened a few of these charm stones earlier, which is also fine. I like opening those, although I'll probably quit soon since I have enough glitterings to actually sort that out. I did end up with 2 separate huges out of that drop, so that's awesome. Only 3k-ish exist, and they're worth 40 mil a piece right now. So that's awesome. I might sell one of these guys. Um, what a drop. I don't know what else to say. That was awesome. So now I've got a few extra huges. Then I ended up with the tornado ult as well, which I'll switch to now. And we'll start leveling that up. Go see what it looks like real quick. Take a second to charge it up. Already leveling. Switch my enchants back to my farming enchants. This is what I'm using currently. Got that boss chest mimic. Got my chest breaker. I love treasure hunters, so I've got 3 of those at the moment. I am still running a crit, though at some point I will drop that because my pets do so much damage it honestly doesn't matter. I've got that mini chest mimic, which I'm going to replace the crit probably with that, so I'll get a second one of these and put it here at some point, and then I'll keep these 2 diamonds as well. So that's my loadout for overnight farming. When I'm fortune, I have to do fortune flags. I have to do manual moving around, unfortunately. So I do spawn magnets because I just can't. If you don't do that and you put a book in, you still have to put in 2 books, or else you'll miss the boss chest spawns. And someday, not only do I plan on getting a second one of these, but I'll grab a second one of these as well, and I'll probably drop this one and stick it here. So I'll have double chest mimic, double boss chest, maybe someday double chest breaker, we'll see, but those aren't 73 mil, they're more like 300 mil, so we'll see how that works. I did earn that one instead of buying it, so I've got my achievement done. Something I maybe haven't shown here. I'm trying to get balloons right now because they're really, really good at falling back. They actually spawn a lot, and I've seen some purple ones, which is nice. The purple level ones give you a mini chest enchant, or excuse me, a mini chest drop, item drop, this one here. So it's nice when you see those balloons hovering around. And as you'll see, 365k, I can spam open these. That goes up pretty quickly with the small gifts, so it's quite nice. That's why I do pinatas. So there's my tornado ultimate. Let's pop that, and we can hopefully end up the video. Let's just rank 1, so he's tiny, but we'll progress it. Don't get me wrong. Don't you worry. We'll make it as big as we can make it here soon, and I'll do another follow-up video. I will end up maxing that one out as well as all my other enchants. I think my black hole is at 88 now, so we're getting close, but it's going to take quite some time, I'm sure. So I hope y'all enjoyed that. Really good drop. Sorry I'm so boring and don't have intros and outros and fun music, but I'm quite pleased. That was a really good video for me. I'm so happy that I got a couple of drops and they're sitting here leveling up on me. So I appreciate you all. Be good to each other. Share the love. See ya.